In the latest installment of making myself feel bad about my guitar playing despite playing for over 20 years, we're checking out Billy String's Dust in a Baggie. So if you watched my last video, I'm taking the entire month to deep dive bluegrass and learn as much as I can. I'm coming at this as a total beginner from like any kind of bluegrass scale. I've never really attempted it before. Going all in, I've been practicing a lot, and we are gonna check out this Billy Strings Dust in a Baggie live at the Opry video. Now, I've heard Billy Strings before, not a lot. I remember my buddy Samurai Guitarist introduced me to him, and I vaguely remember just being impressed but not understanding anything about the genre. Now that I've spent a full 4 days getting into Bill Monroe, Doc Watson, Molly Tuttle, Billy Strings, I feel like I can actually see some of the stuff that's going on. So we're just gonna check it out and get humbled as usual. Let's start it off.
I ain't 7'7".
All right. First, I'm gonna stop it right away because that intro run is so filthy. That's the one thing that I did look up before. It's like, and even just doing it at that speed took me a minute to get down. And guys, it's not like I suck at guitar. Well, maybe some people think I suck at guitar, whatever. But it's so funny thinking about this and kind of doing these, like these runs. That run is actually insane. So I don't know. We're just gonna start it over at the beginning and let it run for a second.
I ain't slept in 7 days, I haven't eaten 3. Methamphetamine has got a good hold of me. My tweaker friends have got me to the point of no return. I just took the ladder to the bowl and watched it burn. This life was sin.
First of all, this guy's an incredible singer. Also, the style is pretty well. Is that technically a Hawaiian shirt? I'm not really sure. It's funny. I've done a few reactions on my friend Andrea's channel, and I feel like I have so much more to talk about with the fashion than the actual musicianship. But so this one looks to be in standard tuning, right? So 1-4-5. That's the one thing that I kind of knew about bluegrass guitar. It's like a lot of G, C, D, or maybe capo 3, but still using the G kind of form. But the way that he's doing it is just so smooth and like I said, incredible singer.
It's got the back in prison once again. I used my own phone call to contact my daddy. Got 20 long years for some dust in a baggie.
All right, so banjo. I also, surprisingly, don't know that much about banjo, but I will say every time I hear a banjo player, they're always awesome. I've never heard like a bad banjo player. Like I'll be out in the world at open mic nights or just come across maybe street performers at guitar, and they're, maybe they're just novice guitar players, just playing that kind of thing. I've never seen a novice banjo player. Every banjo player I ever hear in the world is always just filthy. It reminds me of how every time I see a girl on a stand-up paddleboard, it's always the hottest girl in the world. I don't know if these are connected. Every banjo player I hear is like amazingly good at banjo, and every girl on a stand-up paddleboard is just like an elite model. So I don't know if bad banjo players or homely stand-up paddleboard girls exist. I've just never personally seen them out in the wild. But again, this guy's presumably incredible at banjo.
Well, if I would have listened to what Mom and Papa said, I wouldn't be locked up in prison, thrown in hell. I took that little pipe and sucked into my mama's fun, but I got 20 years to sit in and look.
Another thing that I've learned off the bat just from listening for a couple days is the accent on the 2 and the 4. Like, Even some of the bluegrass players I see teaching, or the teachers I see, will have the metronome not on the 1, but on the 2, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that has also been an adjustment for me. But again, the thing that, like, obviously Billy's like an incredible player, but I feel like I've not heard a lot of people talk about his singing. He just seems like such a good singer as well. I saw the interview he did on Rick Beato's channel, and he just seems like such a cool guy. Actually, so this is actually the Billy Strings Martin guitar. Martin sent me over a couple model of guitars just to borrow and kind of use on this. This is a D28. So D28 signature, what's different about it is the scale length is a little bit shorter, so the tension isn't as bad and you can bend a little bit more. And also the nut width is in a spot that is different on a regular D28, where there's still room between the strings, but it's not like a baseball bat type thing. So it's also got some aged toner, and it looks a little bit different, but yeah, this is an awesome guitar. And this was like several years ago taken, so this is back when he was playing a different guitar, but the Billy Strings D28 is pretty awesome. I'll have an affiliate link if you guys are interested in this. But yeah, incredible singer, incredible player.
What I do is stop a sin, it's got me in. Well, it's got the back and present once again. I use my own phone call to contact my daddy. Got 20 long years for some dust in a baggy tail walker.
Even like mandolin, I don't know. So I have a mandolin, and I've never actually played it, and the strings are so bad. Let me know what good mandolin strings are, because I should probably try to get that restrung and kind of incorporate this into the month. But same thing with banjo. Like, I never hear just like novice mandolin players. Like, they're always all just like so filthy and so nasty. I don't understand. The other thing that is surprising to me so far is I'm such a huge acoustic guitar guy. Like I said, if you've ever watched my channel before, the reason I probably started playing guitar was because of Elliott Smith. So I've always been an acoustic guy in my heart, I suppose. Which is why it's funny that I've never really gotten into bluegrass music before, or really attempted it before, just because it's such an acoustic vibe, right? Like, nothing's ever really plugged in. All the mics are usually condenser mics on stage, or like you can see the guy's got the clipped at the bottom of the mandolin. I'll see that a lot with the guitars too, where it's like usually like, I think that's like a DPA 4099 that they have clipped on there. I have played one show with the DPA mic clipped live with my D35, and that's just such a better sound than going direct out to anything that I've ever played live.
You put yourself apart, you start.
Some people don't like it, especially if you're using a PA. It'll feed back a little bit more. But not like you might think with that DPA mic. That's like a really good microphone, actually. One of the funny comments I actually got about the first Bluegrass video, though, was, let's just put all the highest pitched annoying instruments in the same band, which again was a little salty, but I do kind of know what he meant, because if you've got a mandolin, a banjo, and a fiddle in the same band, that is a lot of high-end energy. And what some people told me to start with was some Bill Monroe tracks. So I was actually listening to Bill Monroe earlier, and the original recordings, it's almost like, can we put a tone knob on this violin? Because some of the older recordings, the fidelity is so, the high end of the higher pitched instruments does kind of bother me. So I really gravitate more towards the acoustic guitar, bluegrass stuff so far. But again, if there are like Bill Monroe recordings that don't have like a shrill, high pitched thing, let me know, because I would love to check those out too.
Well, sometimes I sit and wonder where my little life went wrong. This little jailhouse spins have got me singing this old song. My life is a disaster, Lord, and I feel so ashamed, 'cause I'm where they call me by number, not name. Just like a sin, it's got me in. Well, it's got me back and present once again. I use my own phone call to contact my daddy. Got 20 long years for some dust in a baggie. It's not the same.
Okay, all right. So like, why? What's the point? Why even practice guitar after hearing something like that too? It's also pretty. What's interesting to me about hearing this is it seems like all four of these guys are slightly changing tempo as the song goes along, which usually you just like, in my experience playing in like, you know, like alternative rock bands or duos, you kind of keep it real steady. Everyone locks into a drummer or some kind of backing track or whatever. These guys are just getting after it live, 4-piece, no backing tracks, which I love the spirit of. And then he starts going so fast that the rest of the band kind of speeds up a little bit. And that's crazy. One thing that I have noticed just kind of doing that slide right there, that 1-2 slide, I'll see him do that a lot. And it's like, man, that's my soft, supple, well moisturized index finger is definitely getting torn up. So good on you, Billy, man. I don't know what his moisturizing skincare routine is, but he must have incredibly callous index fingers.
It's got the back and present once again. He's long and phone call, contact my daddy. Got 20 long years for some dust and rain. He's long and phone call, contact my daddy. Got 20 long years for some dust and rain. Thank you folks so much.
I love it. That's fantastic. One thing that I appreciate, that I'm learning to appreciate, not just in this track, but in a lot of bluegrass music, is the constrained amount of solos and the passing back and forth. I think there's something with guitar players where there is, how do I want to say this without getting flamed too hard in the comments? Guitar solos are too long in general. I can't with like the long drawn out guitar solos that kind of follow the same arc. Like I'm going to do something down here, then I'm going to move down here, and then I'm going to there's something really cool about Billy slaying for 20 seconds and then going back to the song or passing it off. And I feel like that is so much better for the modern attention span than maybe like a long drawn out minute-long Guitar Hero guitar solo, which is, I don't know, maybe that's part of like why bluegrass resonates with a lot of players, because the players are all so good. And even though I have not quite developed like an ear for listening to bluegrass, what I've done so far, just practice, and again, I'm only like a few days into it where it's like, all right, learn a bluegrass scale like, and like playing to a metronome and kind of getting that in my hand along with the cross picking stuff. It has been so, I don't know, there's almost like a flow state that you get in with practice that I've not experienced in like a really long time. So I think so far that is what I've been enjoying the most about bluegrass guitar, is enjoying it as a player more than as a listener. And I feel like the listener stuff is going to come. I really dig like a lot of the Doc Watson and Melly Tuttle stuff that I've heard so far. I've not gotten into Billy's catalog other than this song so far, but I'm super stoked to check it out. So like I said, the entire month, keep sending me your suggestions and stuff. That first video had like a lot of really cool suggestions that I've been getting into. Obviously Tony Rice is a big one. I've been listening to him too. Another great singer. That's another thing that I've learned so far. It's like a lot of these bluegrass players are also great singers too, which is kind of funny almost in like rock or pop music. I don't want to say it's rare to have like a great player that is also a great singer, but it seems to me in bluegrass that singing and playing is a little bit more intertwined than maybe other genres. So I'm digging it. I'm digging it a lot. Again, this is the whole experience. I'm not going to say I'm extra humbled by this, because this entire experience is very humbling. And that's the cool thing about bluegrass music is like, yeah, it really is. A lot of it is just G, C, D. But the way that, you know, you kind of go through forms and like different chord type stuff is eye-opening. And again, I don't think this is going to really stop me from being an indie sad girl in my heart with my own music that I make. But I definitely think it's helping my musicianship just in general. So I have been doing daily lessons on my Patreon, taking the best of what I've been learning going through all these and like taking a bunch of tutorials and stuff like that, just to make them bite-sized. Because like I said, it's been a very eye-opening and incredible experience just to be able to have fun practicing. I think this month I have been looking forward to practicing guitar more than I have in a long, long time. And I think that's just because it's so different to me. Even just like learning like licks, like... Even playing it at that speed, which is like so much slower than the pros will just rip it off, it's been really fun to kind of get into it and actually do things properly, work on cross picking, work on a metronome. So like I said, I'm just daily uploading to Patreon if you want to check that out, because I've been having a lot of fun doing this. Thank you to Martin for sending over the Billy Strings. Like I said, I'll have an affiliate in the description. This is the one made in Nazareth, which it smells like the factory, which is like the greatest smell of all time. Kind of an expensive guitar for sure. This is like a forever guitar if you guys are interested in it, but they also have the made in Mexico version of this, which is so much less expensive. And I don't have one of these here, but I did play it at NAMM and at Sweetwater, and those are awesome. Those kind of play just as good in my opinion, but again, you can't really compare to like the Nazareth guitars are just like the best in the business. So anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have more suggestions of what you want me to maybe check out, and I will talk to y'all soon.